What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast. How y'all feeling out there, man? What's good, people? I know I've been busy. Schedule's crazy. Thanks for hanging there with me. School year's about to start here in a few days, like 5 days from now. So hopefully I'll be into a more suitable routine. I'll be able to do what we normally do at the suitable time. So I will probably go live before I pick my daughter up, which means I will probably go live around 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time during the school year. That'll give me time to go for an hour or two on the pod, then go get my daughter, and then hopefully go to work. So that's what we'll be doing. But I'm always working. I'm always doing something. So we got like the regular gig. It's like a part-time thing, just trying to make some moves, just do something at the lowest level possible. But we're also we're building up content with the Spoken and Smoke podcast, which is Will Golson's podcast, which I'm a part of. I keep saying it's Will Golson's podcast, but it's Will, myself, and Izzy. We're equal partners, and shout out to Will. Real talk. That's a Don DeMarco for Will for just being cool like that. You know what I mean? Don DeMarco. Shout out to Will for being cool like that, man. But so we're working on that. We're building up our content there. And there's also some other things in the mix. You know, Uncle Saint is starting his own consulting business. I got a lot of people who are hitting me up and like, bro, you're doing all this. You need to go out here and start a consulting business and do it for real. So we're doing that as well. And, you know, we also do the coaching, which kind of falls under consulting. You know what I mean? It's like that's individual consulting, but we do business consulting as well. So anyway, I'm busy. Y'all know what it is. I'm retired, but I'm working harder now than I did when I was actually not retired. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. We're gonna today we're gonna talk about dating is done. That's not a question, that's a statement. It is done. It is done. Like dating is done for the average. Like if you're the average woman, the average dude don't want nothing to do with the system, and the average woman don't want anything to do with the average guy. And the top tier dudes are always gonna do what they do. The top tier dudes, they just be smashing, man. So
Frisco, I say.
You know what I have to tell them, say? Big up my girl on the side, cause of them flex the best.
Big up to them girls who love to flex the best. You know what I mean? That's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Those girls go after the top tier dudes. Them top tier dudes are just smashing the girls who flex the best. Brother Donnie's in the building. What's good, fam?
It'll be like...
Wrong button. What's good, fam? We live, ladies and gentlemen. We got Brother Michael in the building as well, man. What's good, fam? Yo, Brother Michael, man. Bro, you need to get on my Instagram. Let me pull up that banner. You need to get on my Instagram, fam. I wound up in your hood, bro. I was on your soil 2 weeks ago. I went down just for a day. We went down on Friday, came back Saturday. My brother flew in from Tampa, and he's like, man, I want to go to Miami. So we just went to Miami, bro. We were in Brickell. We were at the W. It was fly. The W staff, bro, they leave a lot to be desired. I used to go there back when it was the Viceroy. That's how long I've been going to the Icons Hotel in Brickell. It's the W now, but it was before that. It was the Icon. I fell in love with that location when it was the Icon way back when. And I just kept going back, even though like Marriott Body became the W. The W staff now, bro, I mean, they're so horrible, man. It just wants to keep you away. And it's enough to keep you away. So that might have been my last day at the W in Miami, in Brickell. But my brother was there. He loved it. Our homeboy Stu was there. He loved it. Bro, I was like, yo, I got to hit Brother Michael, man. So you got to hit me up, man. If you on my Instagram, send me a message right now. Send me a DM because we'll be going back here in not too long. So hit me up, bro, because I, you know what I mean, definitely pull up, man, grab a drink. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do it. We got Sister Red Lipstick Vibes in the building. What's up? What's up? What's good, sis? Good to see you. I'm so glad you stopped in. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do. If you guys, hey sis, if you want, drop your link in the in the comment section so people, you know, fellas, if y'all haven't checked out Red Lipstick Vibes YouTube channel, go over there and check her out, bro. She's doing big things. She's doing good work. So, sis, if you still on, drop your link in there. Um, and then brother Michael, yeah, man, I was on your soil. We were down there, bro. We were in Brickell. We were just down there long enough to, you know, kind of kick it. We had dinner in South Beach. We had dinner at Carbone's. Amazing, amazing dinner. If you guys haven't been to Carbone's, you need to go. The one in South Beach. There's a Carbone's in Coral Gables or Coconut Grove, I think. They just opened one, and there's like another Carbone's restaurant somewhere down there. I think it's Brickell, and it's like it's like a Mexican vibe or whatever. But Carbone's, South Beach, traditional Italian, one of the best meals you're ever going to eat. I promise you, it is amazing. And I'll give you a hint, give you a little tip. If you go down there, order the meatballs. They're not on menu, but if you order some meatballs, they'll bring them to you. The best, especially if you get the spicy pasta. I think it's like the spicy rigatoni or something. I have to look at the menu, but man, it's not really that spicy. So good, bro. Make sure y'all go down there. Carbone's, bro. I mean, you know, y'all know Mr. Chow's my spot, but Carbone's, I'm telling you, solid second. Down to Marco to them. Down to Marco. You know what I mean? We'll definitely keep up the work, brother. We got Brother Pitney in the building. What's good, fam? What? You're not a mod. Let's change that right now, sis. You're not a mod. Let's give you add as moderator. You're a mod now. I can't manage boundaries. Boom. You got a wrench now, sis. Appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead and drop that in there. And like, we didn't, man. I was telling my brother and our homies too, like, yo, we should go. And it was just the traffic, bro. Again, we weren't there long enough. Next time we go down, we're gonna be there for at least a weekend, if not a little bit longer. Because I wanted to give them the full taste of Miami, because they're used to South Beach and all that. Only time we went to South Beach was to go to have dinner. Like, you know, I don't like the beach itself. So we did not make it to Dolphin Mall, but next time we come down, we will make it to Dolphin Mall. I promise you that. I promise you that. We will make it to Dolphin Mall. And make sure you holler at me, bro. Make sure you holler at me. The sound effect is way louder than my voice. Let me bring that down a little bit. Oh, here it is right here. Let me bring that down a little bit. My bad. Bringing it down. Appreciate that, Brother Penny. You know, I was moving the equipment around, so I might have elbowed some of the levels, and the levels get out of whack. So I appreciate y'all keeping me straight. So listen, guys, we gonna talk about something. This first story I got from Instagram. Miss AKA Lady actually sent it to me, and she has some questions. I hope she might not make the line, but she'll definitely watch this on Team Replay. But she has some questions about what's going on with Michael Blackson and his baby mama. Why is it always baby mama drama? Always. Why is it always baby mama drama? But, you know, in this country, the way we got the system set up, once your little spermies leave you, bro, you're along for the ride. It's what she wants to do in this country, man. So my mic volume was pretty low. Let me push that up a little bit. Is it better now? Let me know. I just pushed it up. I think I accidentally hit the wrong thing. Let me know if it sounds better now. Let me listen to myself. Yeah, I think I pushed it up a little bit. So, and sorry about that. I mean, it's the Rodecaster is really good, but you almost have to peak out the levels when you're doing it. You got to just peak them, just peak those levels out. So I'll just keep pushing it up until we get to a suitable spot. A lot better. Cool. Here we go. And then, let me hit one of these. Let me hit this sound effect. Is this sound effect too loud, guys? Should I bring that sound effect down? Because that's all of them, no matter what I do. Like, and brother Michael, we got the new sound effects, bro, for them girls who love to flex.
Frisco, I say. You know what I have to tell them, say. Big up my girl on the side, cause of them flex the best. You know me love this song, what them girl have possessed.
That's the new sound effect when, you know, like what do the top tier dudes look for? They look for the girls who flex the best. That's who they look for. You know what I mean? Perfect. Appreciate it. We got to set again. Again, I had to take the camera to one of our to our studio, which is the Cigar Lounge. That's where we shoot our live for our videos. That's where we shoot our podcast for Spoken and Smoke. We shoot it at Elena's Cigar and Hookah Lounge here in Tampa. So wait till it drops, guys. We're just doing the paperwork now. We got to make sure legal's cool with everything. You know, when you start working with folks, especially folks with celebrity or, you know, A-B, C-list celebrities, you know, you want to make sure everything is tight. So like with the name, you know, with the YouTube channel, with the website, with everything, we want to make sure everything is tight before we drop. But the YouTube channel is up. You guys can't see it yet, but it's up. And we're going to continue to work on that. We got to work on our banners and all that kind of stuff, man. But we're coming. We're hoping to have the first shorts drop by the end of this month, no later than week 2 of next month. So hang in there, guys. When we drop, you definitely gonna let everybody know. Pull up right now. We're doing all pre-recorded, edited stuff. But we plan, hopefully, by the end of the year, first quarter of next year, to do at least one live per month, and that'll be fun. You know what I mean? That'll be fun, man. We'll be able to jump on. You'll be able to ask, you know what I'm saying, the big fella questions. I mean, how often will you get an opportunity to have, you know, interaction with a 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, entrepreneur, you know what I mean, all around amazing dude. Plus, you could talk to me, you could talk to Izzy and whoever we bring on. So, hey, yo, hang in there, guys. We're going to keep making this happen. Appreciate it. Got it dialed in. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Talk about the sound. And there it is. Check out Sister Red Lipstick Vibes. YouTube, if you guys haven't done it, if you're watching this on Team Replay, go check her out. Go check out what she's doing. She's doing great things over there. You know, and we kind of touch on the same type stuff, man. So you want to get a female's perspective who's not like crazy on the one side. Like she's right in the middle, closest to the middle as you can be, and open to all conversations. So go over there and check her out. That's funny. Like tell the girls to leave the weave hats alone. Hey man, you know, I think that's gonna happen on its own. You know, a lot of women are realizing that, like with the tattoos all over your face, neck, and everywhere else, all over your legs, you know, the women who have those tattoos are not happy with a lot of the attention that they're getting, the caliber of guy that they are attracting. They want to, again, it seems like most women, almost all the women who are in the dating pool want the best dude. They want the best of the top tier dudes. And what they don't realize is a lot of top tier dudes, they're not feeling the tattoos, right? Top tier dudes, they're not going to feel the extra weight. Like if you're a, you know, big, beautiful woman, if you're a big chick, you know, you heavy or whatever, the top tier dudes really ain't feeling that. You know, if you're a real alpha in the way you present yourself and the way you act and all that, top tier dudes don't care about that. Now, the top tier dudes do care about that. They don't care that you have it because they have it as well. So it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't give you points. That's what I was trying to say. It doesn't give you points. And it boils down to what he wants. Now, the lower tier dudes, they don't care about your tattoos. They like the fact that you can kind of take care of them or split everything 50-50. Right? They don't care that you're masculine because a lot of these dudes, let's face it, are weak. So, and these ladies don't like their choices. So I think that's what's going to happen with their choices. I think you're going to see a change in the tattooing. I think the young girls especially are paying attention and they want to keep their options open at least until they lock their dude down. Now, once you lock your dude down, you get married. If you want to go out and get a tattoo or whatever, you know, it is what it is. Just be careful with that prenup because that dude might have a clause in the prenup that says if you get a certain type of tattoo, then, you know, he can leave you. And it's all null and void. You know what I mean? The BBLs, the BBLs, the boob jobs, bro, the heavy makeup, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. All that stuff. And it's, I mean, I see it. I see it a lot, bro. So we'll talk about it as we get into this. But we're gonna go to the first, this Michael Blackson thing. You know, and shout out to Miss AKA lady. She sent this to me. I had no idea this was going on. So we're gonna watch this video, which is right here. We're gonna check this video out, guys. We're gonna listen to what's being said here. I don't know anything about what's going on with their relationship. I don't know if they're married. I don't know how long they've been together. Apparently, they have a child together. So, you know, and Michael Blackson is certainly, you know, multimillionaire, successful comedian, slant actor, probably a writer. Like he's, you know, he's a cool kid in Hollywood. He's doing his thing. You know, this woman has his baby. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna see what's going on with this, and you know, this is another reason why so many dudes are hesitant to get into these relationships. They're you know, quite frankly, they're just like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth the financial hit that you could possibly take. It's just not worth it. So let's get into this, man. Let's see what is going on, what they are talking about. Here we go.
Look at the Effie here. This is your South African girl. I want us to talk about these two because they have been on social media and they have been going back and forth, okay? They've just been going back and forth. So this is what she posted. She said, I hide a lot with my smile. I have to admit, postpartum is tough. You have good days and bad days. While I thought I had all the support in the world, I find myself walking alone depending on my little man. It's just you and I, little one, family. So that's what she posted. So a lot of people were like, dang, he's not helping with the baby and all of that. So he came back on social media and this is what he posted. He said, if you think making a baby with me will turn me into Russell Wilson, you better try again, mother sucker. I
Mother
love
sucker.
children, especially my own, and will do anything for them. Chill. It's not wise to talk ish about the hands that feed you.
Boy, he locking it down right there, isn't he? So when I see this, the first question that pops into my mind is, you know, are you married? And this would be the question I would ask to her: are you married? And I believe the answer is no. If she were married, there'd be pictures of her with the ring on, and she would mention, she would say, "My husband." So, you know, she's talking about how postpartum is a thing. It is, you know, and she's dealing with that, maybe struggling with that. Who knows? But she, you know, she has the baby, and I'm pretty sure having this child probably had an effect on her body. So she's, you know, that's probably why she's kind of down anyway. She's like, man, my body, I had this baby. You know, there's some dudes out there, top tier dudes that were in her world that are no longer in her orbit because they're like, oh, you just had somebody else's baby. Done. Ladies, believe it or not, there are top tier dudes out there who don't want anything to do with baby mothers. If you're a baby mom, they don't want to deal with that. So, I mean, they'll smash you, but they're not going to put an ounce of effort into pursuing you or look at you as someone that they want to lock down for the future, right? So that's just part of the game. Once you decide to have a baby, right, you're going to be excluding yourself from a lot of potential suitors, especially if you in that world. So that's probably on her as well. She's like, man, I done had this man's baby. I done lost potential suitors, and he ain't giving me the attention I want. A lot of women, you know, I'm not gonna say a lot, but some women want to have a child and they will expect the man to do all this stuff. Like, I'm the queen, I just had your child. Ladies, if he didn't marry you, you're not his wife. You are the baby mama. There's a difference. So he's still a top tier dude. He still has baddies on him left and right. He still has plenty of women who are trying to get in his rotation, get in his orbit. She's probably seeing it now that she done had a chance to sit down because she ain't out chasing what she was chasing. She's sitting there like, I got this baby, and I'm going to go on social media and I'm going to try to apply some pressure. And he just shut her all the way down. He shut her all the way down. Period. That's what that is. Just boom. He just, that mother sucker, he shut you all the way down. He letting her know what it really is. He probably told her this from the very beginning. Like, some women out there don't want to listen. And maybe in her mind, if they're in America, I don't know. They said something about South Africa. I don't know if she's over in South Africa with the baby or if they're here in the States. I don't know that situation. But if she's here in the States, yeah, you can go and try, your luck in family court. But trust me, he's going to go in there with the top team, legal team, and they're going to go in and they're going to make it happen. And then we don't know how he has his finances structured. I mean, if this stuff is structured through a bunch of LLCs, trusts, and corporations like C Corps and S Corps, bro, they'll show him making maybe $40,000-$50,000 a year. The rest of the money goes into that machine over there, which is set up in such a way that you can't pay any of the money to him. So you go into a family court situation, and his child support might be based on $40,000 or $50,000 a year. Depending on how much money she making off of her social media, pretty sure she got people cash out her money. She may even be an OF person. Who knows? But she might be making more on paper than him. And wouldn't that be crazy? She wound up having to pay him child support. Boy, if that something like that happens, that's a win. That's a win. So again, I'm just speculating here. I have no idea what's going on, but I know that Michael Blackson has been in Hollywood long enough to know how to structure himself, to structure what he's doing in such a way that money is separate from his, is not going to be under his Social Security number. If anything, it'll be, like I said, somewhere within that labyrinth of, trusts, LLCs, S Corps, and corporations. And if he doesn't have it set up like that, if he didn't know how to structure it, then she would have all the cards. And I think that she wouldn't be making these statements on social media. If she saw that there was a way to get to the bread, she wouldn't have to be looking for sympathy from social media, right? And try to drag this guy. So, I mean, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, dudes are coming up on game. And ladies, if you're not married to the man, why are you having this kid? Why are you having this kid? Brother Donnie's like, man, it's wild. There are a lot of females that use a child as a meal ticket and or weapon against their father. There are enough of them. I would say that the average woman, when it comes to that, and ladies, if you're out there watching this on Team Replay, please feel free to put something in the comments. But I would say that the average woman isn't trying to get anything by having a kid. I think the average woman is really probably into the dude and wants to have the baby. And I mean, I've at least in my generation, I've seen so many women who've raised their kids on their own with no support whatsoever from the state or from the father of the child, the biological. They just took care of it on their own. There are a lot of solid women out there like that. Now, having said that, I would say the generations that came after us, more and more of them have turned to the state, and more of them are running to family court and getting frustrated and getting upset. And yeah, they will use the child or children as a weapon. And you got these women out here doing this paternity fraud thing. So there are a lot more women, I would say, just anecdotally speaking, I would say there are a lot more women who are eagerly running to child support court, family court, trying to get money, trying to get a meal ticket. And I'm definitely going to do a series on that. The way that we handle, like the way we handle family court matters, custody, child support, the way we handle that needs to change. It absolutely needs to change. It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing fair or balanced about it. We don't even really have law that really, this shouldn't even come under court, to be honest with you. If you're going into a situation where y'all are sharing a child, there's so many things that need to happen. But you don't need a judge. You need an accountant. Just find out who makes what, how much it costs to raise a child, and then you split that. And I'm gonna do a series on. I'm gonna do at least three episodes on it to give you guys my full take on it, because the way we do it is terrible and it's destroying the country. It's destroying men and some women. Some women get caught up in this as well. So I'm definitely going to give my full dollar, not my 2 cents. I'm gonna throw my whole dollar in on this one and talk about the changes that I think should occur. I'll give you guys this. Old Joe's in the building. What's good, fam? I see you. I think that I believe that child support should be based on where you live, your zip code, your city, your state, whatever, where you live, and how much it costs to raise a child from age 0 to 18. And each parent pays half. So, and you know, again, we're going to get into this later, but an example of that would be, let's say wherever you live from age 0 to 18, we're just making up numbers. Let's say it costs $200,000 to raise a child. Then each parent's responsible for $100,000. And then, you know, you can have a choice. Like, all right, you got to pay your $100,000. You can pay yours up front, or, you know, you can do a minimum of this much a month, or you can pay whatever, right? And if you, of course, if you make monthly installments, they're going to have to tack on probably some interest or something like that. But the parent who has the child, of course, isn't going to have to pay that $100,000. So they'll receive the $100,000. And that's it. But we have states where they'll have people paying like $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 a month in child support. Like, it doesn't cost that much to raise a child nowhere in America. The most expensive place to raise a child in America is Hawaii. It doesn't cost that much out there. But we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I keep checking. Again, we use the camera to record the last two podcasts at Elena's. And Izzy probably reset some stuff. Like, I don't know if I'm looking at the picture. The picture is kind of dark, but it's not super dark. I got the lighting set real high, but I'm gonna have to talk to Izzy to find out what I have to undo to get to where it is. But anyway, we're gonna keep this rolling. You guys can see me. So on my feed here on StreamYard, I look really, really dark. Like, I got these lights blasting all the way, and we got the sunlight, sun is setting. But I keep looking at the feed, the live feed, what you guys are looking at, and it's not that bad. So I'm gonna keep riding with this. So let's get back to the video, man. So Michael Blackson's baby mama is on social media trying to get sympathy, saying she's going through it after having a baby, and she feels like she's alone unless the baby is there. She doesn't have any support. People are like, oh my goodness, Michael Blackson is, not there for her, whatever. And then he came back and was like, don't forget, don't bite the hand that feeds you, which I think is a solid statement. He's playing the pro game. You know what I mean? All fair and love and war. He's playing the pro game. You know what I'm saying? It's a contact sport. She came out here saying something crazy, and he came right back. So that's what I'm seeing right here. Let's continue.
I'm like, child, he went even lower. He is like, hey, he is out here telling people that he is feeding her. Even lower. Like, he took it to hell, okay? But then it looks like there was, just a misunderstanding, because he came back around with another post, right? And that's what he said. He said, it seems like the blogs got a hold of something that I had deleted. I posted it, then I read the caption, which was clear it wasn't about us. I was just confused and reacted before talking to her. I love my family and support them with whatever they need. I often FaceTime with her to check on her because I understand postpartum is no joke. I tour every week and I'm not always there physically, but supportive in other ways. To all the new moms asking for help when you need, and to the new dads to check on your lady. So,
All right. So it got out there, and probably his publicist. So this is my take on that. I think his publicist saw it. Was like, bro, you got to clean this up. This is gonna mess with the bottom line. You got to clean this up. So take this statement. Right? I'm about to write you. Take this statement and post this, because we don't want to mess up ticket sales to our next concert. We don't want to mess up our opportunity to get the next audition for the next big movie or whatever. So I believe that's probably what happened. Publicist saw that, like, hey, we got to clean this up. Now probably sat them both down, like, look, told her, look, shorty, don't mess up this money. Don't mess up this money. You know, what I mean, the publisher's price told her, like, you go to child, this goes to family court or whatever. You gonna get this. This is all you gonna get. He says that's my woman, but he didn't say that's my wife. Again, I don't think they're married. So, ladies, get married. Get the dude to marry you before you start popping out his babies. That's my take on that. Unless you out there just trying to, you know what I'm saying, work the game. You out here just, you know what I'm saying, trying to run somebody's pockets, then, go ahead and do what you're going to do. But I'm just saying, this right here sounds like an attempt to clean up what he was saying. He knew exactly what he was saying. He knew exactly what he was doing. It's like, oh, that was my reaction. I thought it was something else. Nah, he knew exactly what it was. You gonna fire a shot across my bow. I'm gonna return fire. And that's what he was doing. That's what it sounds like to me. Let's continue.
That's what he said, okay? So, again, a lot of people were just going in, they were like, he is not helping with the baby. And they were also saying that, she thought that having a child would change a man. They were like, you thought that, having a child would change this man. You knew this man was a cheater and he'll always be a cheater. But then she posted this. She said, this message was sent to Mike. I'm not sure why my previous postpartum post is construed as it being about Mike. First of all, us women, we are supposed to stick together and support one another. I was vulnerable and sharing a moment. I was surprised that someone as strong as I am could experience it. Hence the post. I've never experienced it before and it felt different. I share to help others know that it's okay. When I say it's just you and I speaking to my support system, I'm speaking of my family. We are different generations, so they can never understand what postpartum is because in my culture, we are not to show emotions. I am okay. It's just baby blues, and I know it's temporary. It is rare that I feel it because when I do, it sucks. Thank you for all, let me see. Thank you for all the love and to all the fake profiles. I pray for your inner work. For the record, Michael is a great father. So that's what she.
Yeah. The publicist sat down and talked to both of them like, hey, this is what's going on. Y'all better clean this up ASAP. We ain't got time for this. Clean this up ASAP. That's what I think is going on. And it's like her family, her family is probably on the same thing. It's like, yo, why didn't y'all get married? Don't be crying now. Because there has to be a little bit of truth to that. It's a little bit of truth. It's like, well, you had the baby thinking it was gonna change something. There are a lot of women out there who are in a relationship and they probably sense that this relationship is coming to an end, and they don't want it to end. So, oops, I forgot to take my pill, or oops, I forgot that I was supposed to re-up my device. I didn't know. But we're pregnant. Yay. All right. Mission accomplished. Now you got to deal with this guy for at least 18 years, right? But it's not going to change anything. He's still going to be out here doing what he do. So you just have his child. And he's like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to take care of her because taking care of her means taking care of my child. I've seen some dudes who got savage with it and just kick the woman out and keep the kid. Especially in some of these foreign countries, they just kick the woman out. Like, I ain't got to take care of her and keep the child. Like, I'm going to take care of my child. I'm going to take care of him. So, I think that they just was doing what they do. It is what it is. We got Mandrell in the building. They just doing what they do. You know what I mean? What's good, Mandrell? So, but again, she went on social media, posted what she posted. He responded the way he responded, and I bet you their publicist saw that and told them both, like, y'all messing up. Y'all messing up. Don't let these weirdo people out here in social media bring down what we trying to do here, because the publicist, the agent, the managers, they all eating off of Michael Blackson's career. And if his career goes away, then they just lost money. So everybody's, that's that Hollywood world for you. So they probably sat her down like, you better calm down because you about to mess it up for everybody. So that's what I think happened. And then she's going back and forth and he's going back and forth. My culture is different. I didn't mean that. And I didn't mean what I said. I was responding to something else. I didn't realize it was that. And, so they're trying to clean it up as best they can. But Miss A lady's point was she was saying that women should have their own to avoid this kind of thing. And she kind of wanted to know, what the men thought. And it's like, I think that most men look at this as a baby trap. You look at a woman like this who really doesn't have her own. She's just out there being pretty, being fine, doing her thing, got pregnant by some guy who happens to be a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? Certainly a B-lister, Hollywood guy. She gets pregnant by him. And it's like, you would think that's her mission. She's going to be labeled gold digger. Why? Because she's not married. The dude, she couldn't get him to put a ring on it. So there you have it. That's where she's going to be. Now, if she was a partner at one of the top firms in South Africa or over here in America or over in UK, and she's making $800,000 a year and she has property all over the world and she's doing her own thing, and then they decide to have a baby, right? The whole gold digger stigma is gone. Why? Because she has her own, right? She has her own. So there's that, and people like, well, that's just not fair. Well, it is what it is, man. She ain't messing with Pookie or Ray Ray. She ain't out there messing with a regular dude. So, you know what I mean? That's what it looks like. Now, if she got her own, it's like, well, she certainly ain't after his money. At least that's what the public would think. You know what I mean? She definitely should have shoved some hot sauce in there. Shout out to Miss AK. Hey, lady, was just talking about you, sis. So yeah, I'm watching this video now, sis, and like, yeah, like this woman looks like an Instagram thotty. She looks like a groupie chick. She looks like one of those girls who just hot and she's hanging out around the wealthy, successful, top tier men. She managed to get one. She managed to get pregnant, but she couldn't quite get him to marry her. I could be wrong. Someone tell me if they're married or not. I'm going on the assumption that they are not married. She couldn't lock him down. Right now, she's probably in a situation where she knows, she's like, bro, I'm not even the number one. I'm not in the number one slot. I have his baby. I got his baby, but I'm not in the number one slot. And she probably doesn't like that. And like I said at the beginning, yeah, this is the one you DM'd about, sis. I went right on with it. I'm like, oh, you know what? This is kind of cool because there's some other stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about hypergamy, and we're going to talk about the other side of this. We're going to talk about the simpleton. Like, Rich Cooper has a simpleton story that we all got to listen to. Like, we got to listen to it. That's the next video we're going to watch. But yeah, sis, I think that, when you're a woman and you're using your looks, you're using your body, your sexuality to get a certain type dude, and it tends to be a high class, top tier, high value dude, and you get pregnant by said dude, but he doesn't marry you, that puts you in a certain box. Puts you in a box. Right? And if she were, like I said before, a top tier lawyer, she's made partner working with one of the best firms on the planet, well, she's not going to be placed in that box. That woman who has her own is just going to be able to move, and people are going to say, all right, she's just a boss babe, power. It was a power play, whatever. Right? And the question becomes, with the top tier man who gets into a situation where there's a baby involved, would he marry the woman who is his financial equal or who's out there really doing well? She's making $800,000-$900,000 a year. She's in a prestigious firm, blah, blah, blah. Would he marry her? Because they had they had the baby, so he marries her, because ain't nobody trying to marry the Instagram thought. Ain't nobody really trying to do it. You got your Travis Hunters out there, and then you're going to have these dudes, these lower tier dudes that we're going to talk about here in a second that will do it. But the top tier guy just doesn't make sense. Why would he do that? So yeah, sis, but definitely ask your questions. We got a couple fellas here, people coming in and out. Definitely ask your question, but I think that she has put herself in a situation where society is going to look at her a certain way. Now, on the one hand, she won because she has his child, and she plays her cards right. She should be taken care of for at least the next 18 years. But you can see already she's not playing the cards right. She went out here, she went on social media saying what she said, trying to make dude look a certain way, and then have to turn around because he fired back at her, and they both have to turn around and come with retractions to say, oh, we didn't mean what we said. We thought it was this. We thought it was that, and blah, blah, blah. And all it is probably management, publicists, and everyone else saying, hey, Michael, don't screw up. Don't mess up your ability to earn. These, if society turns on you, you won't be making any money. So make sure y'all keep it together. So I think that's what it is. But let's continue. Let's listen to a little bit more.
Posted, okay? She says he is a good father. So I just wanted to share with you guys. Definitely let me know your thoughts on the comments.
All right, that's the end of the video. So
Y'all
that's the end of your video. Let's go. I don't even know how to. There we go. So, this whole thing with dating, the top tier guys are definitely going to go after the baddies. They're going to want whatever it is they want. Be it the sexy body, be it the cute face, whatever it is that they're looking for. The top tier guys are going to be able to get that. It is what it is. Like, see, that was a big old hair hat. Probably was, bro. But she mixed, so ain't no telling. But that one video that we stopped, yeah, that definitely was a big old hair hat. I've spoken enough about that. I tell women all the time, like, sis, just rock your own hair, just get your regular perm. All the extras is just too much. But you have the top tier guys who get to choose. Women, the vast majority of women who are out here looking for men, they want the top tier guy. They want that dude. All right, cool. I ain't mad at you. Shoot your shot. If you get him, great. If you don't, it is what it is. Right? That's just how it works. That's the game. But then you have the lower tier guys. You got the lower tier guys. The lower tier guys will be, going after women. They'll find a woman that they believe she is the perfect. She's a perfect woman. She's a good girl. All this stuff. Because they fall in love first. They fall in love. They do not control their emotions. Like I tell you guys, right? Do not let your emotions out, man, until you vet the women. You're going to need at least 2 years to vet these women. Don't let your emotions out. Because if you let your emotions out too soon, you're going to fall in love with this woman, and it's probably going to end poorly for you one way or the other. So I tell dudes all the time, like, man, just keep your emotions in check, right? And more and more men are trying to do this. So Rich Cooper has a story he's going to tell here, bro, about this guy. And boy, when I tell you, when I heard a little bit of this and I stopped it, like, I want to react to this live on the pod. Man, this guy is with a single mom, and you have to watch what this dude is doing. You guys have to see what's going on here, what this guy posted, the information he was looking for. I mean, there are a lot of men out there like this. I would say, man, just making up numbers, 35, maybe 40% of the dudes that are out there are like this guy right here. And some women will take full advantage, bro. They will take full advantage. And, the way I look at it, it's not even their fault. That's the game. That's the game. If she out here playing the game and it's working for her, man, good for her. And she got a dude out here that's willing to do all this stuff, bend over backwards, put himself in knots to take care of her and somebody else's kid. Hey, man, good for her. So let's get in here. Let's check this out, man. Again, this is Rich Cooper. Make sure you guys, I'm pretty sure everyone who watches this platform is already subscribed over there at Entrepreneurs in Cars. Rich Cooper, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all have gotten his book, The Unplugged Alpha. If you haven't gotten the book, go get his book. Unplugged Alpha it's a quick read. It's a great read. That's something that I think, bro, when Christmas rolls around, man, buy that book and give it to one of your homies as a Christmas gift. Every man should read that book, The Unplugged Alpha. Here we go.
we have what could possibly be known as the dumbest post I've seen this year, maybe even the past decade. We'll see, though. Guys always find a way to surprise me with doing silly things in their lives. So the title of this one reads, I'm a 38-year-old guy and my girlfriend's 29, and alimony and child maintenance money, what would make her feel better? So you get an idea. This guy is obviously dating a single mom. It reads, I'm dating a woman who has a kid from a prior relationship. We've been dating for the past 11 months. Kid's father does not pay any money to her at all. She has hinted that she would be more at ease in the relationship if she was more sure of her future finances, even after we part ways. I'm just going to sort of translate that womanese for you guys that might be a little stuck on that. What that means is, what usually happens in scenarios like this when women say that they would be more at ease or more comfortable with a guy in a relationship is usually because they're holding back. And when the guy goes, hey, what's wrong? Why do you seem off? Why don't you seem sort of into me sort of thing? That's when they start pulling the, well, I think I'd be more at ease if I was more sure of my finances, even if we weren't together sort of thing. Anyway, he goes on to say, she's quite stressed about every aspect every now and then, and I'm considering investigating what I can do to alleviate that. So here we go. We have a guy that wants to swoop in and try to protect the honor of his lady and the child that came from another man that she's protecting as well. He says, what can I do to ensure that she's more secure about her financial future? Till now, I have tried to look into what kind of laws are there for alimony and child maintenance, which might benefit her. And he says, thanks a lot for your input. Now, he has a few edits here. This has since been deleted, by the way, because the feedback was so brutal on this, and they took it off.
So right off the rip, you got a guy who's with a woman who is telling him, his girlfriend is saying, or walking around moping, lip poked out, whatever, not doing whatever. And he's like, oh, what's wrong, baby? That kind of thing. Well, I would feel much more comfortable in this relationship if I knew that financially that me and my baby would be taken care of. Okay. But if you worried about money, how come you ain't getting the money from the child's father? What's up with that? Wouldn't that help you feel a little bit more secure? Like, Canada and the U.S. got similar laws, I imagine. So wouldn't you be able to go out and get yourself a little money, and at least you would have that money for the child? You could put that money away or something. No. I need, I'm talking about us. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about us. I need you to make me feel financially secure. And the guy's running out here trying to figure out how to do it. He's trying to figure out how to get her money. So listen to this part coming up.
Off the posting, but first edit says, when I wrote alimony and child maintenance, which might benefit her, I meant alimony and maintenance from me, not her baby father.
Wow.
So he's looking not to help her deal with money that he might owe her. He's looking to basically step up and be the man that stepped up and pay for the kid's father alimony and child maintenance. So he's basically trying to compel himself legally to toe the line for what the baby's father should be doing. It says additional info beyond that, I've been paying the majority or all of her monthly expenses for the past 9 months. So ever since he met her, he's basically been paying all of her bills. And a final edit, I am sorry if I gave the impression that she is trying to get her hands on my money. What I meant was that she is worried about her financial future as a mother and has confided in me enough to express concern to me. So what we have here is quite possibly the very definition of what I often, quote to you guys, which is men love to complicate their lives and justify why they do it. Perfect example. Why would a 39-year-old guy who sounds like he's single, doesn't have any kids, who clearly has the financial resources to raise a family, invest in a woman that has a kid in tow from a prior relationship, only knowing them for 11 months, paying for the bills for 9 months, now want to compel himself by law contractually to pay alimony and child support to this woman, even though he was never married to her and even though he's not the father of the kid, he's just dating her. This is...
I know why, Brother Rich. I know why he wants to do it. Ooh, I know. Because he allowed himself to fall in love with her. That's why. I keep trying to tell y'all, bro, men and women love differently. When Rollo talks about that men love idealistically and women love opportunistically, well, perfect example right here. This woman is sitting there and she sees an opportunity to continue a relationship with a guy that she's not into. Now, we know she ain't into this dude. I think we all can agree on that. She ain't into this guy Because if she was into this guy, she wouldn't care about money. Why? How do we know this? Because she had the baby of the man that she's into. She has the baby of the man that she loves, and she ain't getting nothing from him. She don't want nothing from him. All she got to do is go to court. That's all she got to do. Fill out some papers, and the money will come. She ain't doing that. Why? Because that's the guy she really wants. She doesn't want to make his life hard because she loves him. And then you have this dude who's chasing her, who wants to put himself in a situation where he's paying all that. And she ain't really into him. This is again, this is dudes, I'm telling you, you guys really have to understand that when men attach to a woman, when a man falls in love with a woman, like when a man loves a woman, bro, he loses his mind, so to speak. This is crazy talk right here. I mean, I've been there. I ain't gonna sit here and say I haven't. I've been there. I get with a woman, like I just love her, I don't care no matter what. And then you come out of it, right? And then you look at what you did over that time frame. It's like, boy, what was I thinking? That's insane what I just did. I'm telling you, man, fellas, if you don't take away anything from this platform, take away this. Control your emotions. Do not allow yourself to fall in love with a woman, especially a woman that doesn't love you, bro. It is going to end horribly for you. This is when you hear about these stories of dudes grabbing weapons and going to delete people, delete everybody in the house because he was in love with this chick, and then come to find out she's smashing all his dudes and all this other kind of stuff. That's how that happens, right? That's one of the ways. So you just can't. You just can't. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm from around the way. We call that dry begging. I mean, yeah, she begging from the dude that she don't care about. She'll take that. I need you to give me money for me. He's been with her 11 months, already paying all of her bills, right? Probably taking care of all of her entertainment stuff. He's probably paying for daycare and all that for the kid, which is fine. If that's what you want to do, man, go ahead and do it. But I'm just saying, bro, he's doing all this thinking that she will love him more. Just like women had the children of these dudes that they love, hoping that the dude will love them more. Y'all seeing this? You see how this plays out? Top tier guy doing this thing. The woman falls in love with the top tier guy. He's about to leave. She realizes the top tier guy's about to leave me. I know, I'll have his baby. He'll love me forever and ever. We'll ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. No, doesn't normally go that way. And then what happens? The simpleton shows up, falls in love with her instantly. He has no experience. He doesn't know how the game is played. You know, she's probably still fine, at least fine enough for him, right? Dude is doing his thing, completely in love. I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that. I'll pay all your bills, right? Can't even get her to, probably trying to get her to move into the crib. Can't get her to move into the crib, right? And Brother Penny's right. She is gearing up to monkey branch to another dude. She'll monkey branch to another dude to get that's to scratch that itch, to go after the dude that she wants physically, right? And we'll know that guy doesn't want anything to do with her. It's the player. She's going to go for another player. Meanwhile, the simpleton dude is still going to be taking care of stuff. The simpleton dude will be at home watching the kid, just not his, right? Pouring all of his love and affection into this child while she's out banging whoever, whenever, whatever she wants to do with his money. Right? And it's one of those things, man, nothing you can do about it. It's nothing you can do about it. My buddy Chris is writing a movie. It's actually a trilogy. I've read two of the scripts, two of the three. And it's a vampire movie. And in this movie, the female vampires have a way of taking control of a regular man, like make him kind of like a zombie. And I'm thinking this is it right here. She has made this dude a zombie, and he doesn't even realize it. It's like the ultimate Jedi mind trick. And this guy is like all about that. Like that's what he wants to do. And again, I ain't mad. I'm not mad at her. A lot of people be like, man, she's a bad person. No, she ain't. She's playing the game. It's a cold, cold game out there, guys. Right? It's full contact, bro. They taking heads out there, bro. Like it's a cold, cold game. You better be ready. And if you ain't ready, don't get in the mix. right? Don't get in the mix, man. Don't. Fellas, you must control your emotions. You must, man. Do not fall for women that you have not vetted. And man, just don't. At least 2 years. At least 2 years. The fact that she's coming at you asking for money, that's a big old red flag right there. It's one of those big old Soviet red flags, bro. She coming up talking about I would feel more comfortable if you pay for everything. Isn't that a Jedi mind trick? That's probably one of the best Jedi mind tricks I ever seen, bro. That'll make Master Yoda blush. Let's get back to the video, man. Let's watch some more of this. Wrong video.
It's about as dumb as guys can get. Look, I know some guys might be newer to my channel and this concept, but dealing with single moms is never really a very good idea. It's generally thought of as low-hanging fruit. Guys only consider options like this, which would be considered terrible options in most men's estimation, when they don't have better options.
Facts.
You know, again, it's low-hanging fruit. It's all you can sort of reach. So not a very good starting point. By the way, I have a chapter in my book on the truth about single moms and everything that you need to know. So if you have read it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's pinned in the top comment below. You should check it out if this is starting to, you know, ring some bells for you. Now, the real problem with all of this that hasn't been touched on, I didn't see anybody in the replies do this before they deleted the entire post, was nobody told this guy that he could be liable to make these payments to this woman for the rest of his life, essentially, depending on where he lives. I mean, if he's taken on the burden of alimony, if he lives in a place where he's with her for a long enough period of time, i.e. a place like California, for example, if it's over 10 years, then you could be on the hook for alimony, even though you never married her, sort of thing, depending on how the law is going to view your position and way you're handling. But the real issue is the child support thing. Why a man would want to invest in the DNA and the last name of another man, essentially cucking themselves, right? They voluntarily become a cuckold in that scenario, and you know, step up or be the dad that stepped up because the other guy didn't, because maybe he was a loser, maybe he wasn't a loser. We don't know. Maybe this lady's crazy and she pushed him away. We have no context around this, and truthfully, he hasn't really dated her long enough to have much context around her. You know, they've said for years now, experts in this space have said, look, wait at least a year to 2 years so you can really suss her out, see what she's made of before you invite her into your life. But after 11, 9 months, whatever you want to call it, this guy's already like, oh yeah, I want to take care of everything and, you know, look after the kid. My friend, when you do stuff like that, you're...
And I'm telling you, man, within 2 to 6 months, that guy was in love with her. Within 2 to 6 months. Why? Because he wasn't armed with this information that we're trying to put out. Rich Cooper's putting out the same information that I'm putting out. Everybody puts the same information out, man. Get gamed up, guys. Get gamed up. Simple as that. See what's going on. Don't walk into this situation. But, you know, I see it all the time. All the time. You know, so you for men, it starts there, right? First thing you need to do is get some game, observe what's going on, and understand what's happening out there. Secondly, you need to protect your emotions, protect that love. Don't let it out, because men do love unconditionally. I mean, I know they say that only children and dogs or whatever, dogs and cats love unconditionally. Not even cats, really dogs. But once a man allows himself to fall for a woman, bro, it's ugly, bro. It could be ugly. And this is, I mean, think about it. Like dudes meet women when they're at their peak, right? Let's just run this scenario real quick. Right? You're 19, 20, 21 years old, and you with this woman you've been with since you're in high school, right? You guys are growing together. She's at her peak physically, right? Her appearance, everything. It's nowhere to go but down for this woman. The guy's with her, loves her. They get married. They have kids. She loves him too, by the way. They get married. Cool. They have kids, right? Within 10 years, her beauty has faded. She's put on a couple pounds. You know what I mean? Her face has gotten a little bigger, whatever, right? But the guy still loves her. That dude, we talking about just regular folks now. We ain't talking about the top tier dudes and the top, you know, like the most beautiful women. We talking about, right, the people who are right there, you know, the 4 to 6s, right? We talking about that. I see it all the time when I go out. I'll see guys who are really in shape, older. They got the, you know, the graying hair, the silver fox, they call them. That type dude is out there. Young women are checking him out, and he's holding a hand of this woman that you think, like, is that his aunt? It's like, nope, that's his wife. She's 2 years younger than he is and looks horrible, but he's in love, right? That's his woman. They built together. They did the thing, and they are happy. He won't leave her, right? I see it all the time. You know what I mean? But women, when it comes to hypergamy, that's not necessarily the case for women, right? If a woman has a chance to monkey branch up to the next level, most of the time she's going to do it. Most of the time she's going to do it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I'm going to say, okay, hey, lady, like, if he's doing all that, then he more than likely places his wallet as his most attractive feature. If you tricking, don't get mad when a woman is focused on money. Quite possibly, yeah. Quite possibly, yes. Like, real talk. A lot of dudes go out here, they leave with their wallet. This is because it's easier. Let's face it, it's easier, right? I get it. But this is why men need to be gamed up. You need to be able to go out here and know how to talk to women without any money. You need to be able to go out here and have the ability to have a woman take you out and is willing to pay for you to go to Carbones, right? Right. So, Carbones for just like a regular meal for 4 folks, you're looking at about $800 with drinks and dessert and everything. Like, we had what last time we was there was 3 courses. We had some alcohol, but we weren't even drinking crazy like that. We had some alcohol, 3 courses and dessert. So yeah, it was about $840 for dinner. So get you a woman who's into you and knows that you like that restaurant. Like, you like Carbones, you like Mr. Chow, you like whatever, you like dirty French. And she takes you out and she's prepared to spend $500 on dinner for you and her. That's the woman you want. You want that woman. Like, she's prepared to pay for it. Now, fellas, I wouldn't let her do it. Or if she does do it, make sure you give her a gift that's equivalent to that. That's my take on that. If I have a woman who takes me out, is trying to get in, and I'll tell her, like, no, you don't have to take me out. Because normally when a woman has to take me out, I'll say, hey, let's go to Outback, or let's go to, we can go to McDonald's. I don't care, something like that. Like, no, I want to take you to the places you go to. And it's like, I already know, like, you don't. You really don't want to take me. Like, I'm like, look, you need to go there first. Why don't you and your homegirls go there first? And then after you do that, if you want to take me, fine. But I've had women in my life that were like, I really want to take you out. It's your birthday. And they will go and they will drop $500-$600 on dinner, right? And then go drop another $200-$300 on drinks at the lounge or the club or whatever when we meet up with everyone else. And it's like, because I care about you. It's your day. It's your special day. I don't want you to spend a dime. And they know I got the money. And in those situations, what I would do is I would get her something really nice. Like, okay, she spent all that money on me. She's been trying to buy herself a watch or a necklace or some shoes or whatever. Then I'll go out and I'll get her something real nice and just surprise her with it. Like, here you go. To me, it's just kind of like this, keeping it even. Like, here you go. But that's me. There's some dudes out there who they going to run your pockets just like the girls be running the guys' pockets. There are dudes out there that'll run the females' pockets, and I ain't mad at that at all. Brother Michael was saying, man, he's like, I dated a single mom once in my life. I will never make that sucker move again. I was in my 20s, young, dumb, and that's why I stay single. Mothers, we can't. That's why I say single mothers, we can play around. Besides, that's not more. Am I reading this wrong? That's why I say single mothers, we can play around. Besides that, not more, nothing less. No more, nothing less. That's right. No more, nothing less. I get you. I feel you. My bad, y'all. I'll be sitting here trying to read. My mind be spinning sometimes. Like, wait a minute, what am I reading here? But no, that's why they say single mothers are rec use only, right? And those are only single moms who allow themselves to be, used for rec use only. And a lot of these single moms who are out here chasing these top tier guys, that's what you are. You're recreational use only. He is going to try to smash ASAP. Like I said, normally it's a 3-day rule, but single moms dealing with a top tier dude, man, you better play that night. And if you don't play that night, he ain't gonna call you. I was dealing with a woman not too long ago. Gave her a number, everything. You know what I mean? She's she's a dancer, doing her thing. She gave me her number and everything. He's like, you better call me. You're like, why? Every other word out of her mouth was how I could buy her something. She was like, oh, I need a massage. Can you pay for me to go to get a massage? No, why would I do that? Oh, man, can we go to dinner tomorrow? Can you take me to so-and-so? No, why would I do that? Here's my number. Like, she thought she can get money out of me. And I'm like, okay, that's the game. I ain't mad. Here's my number. Call me. Like, what would I call you for? Like, seriously, shorty, I'm not, no. Like, no. That's the game y'all got to have, y'all. That's the game. That's just how the game is played. No hard feelings. That's just how the game is played. You know what I mean, Brother Penny, you're right, man. If you leave with money, the chick is going to leave with the money. That's Minister Jabwa. That's what's up, man. That's fire right there. That's fire right there. Guys, y'all got to learn this game, man. Learn this game or don't even play. And then a lot of guys are like, well, you know, I'm religious. I go to church. You really need to be gamed up if you're in the church, bro. You really need to be gamed up. So, you know, taking on a woman who has, like, in this, we're only talking about a woman who has one child. I know dudes who be going after women got 3-4 kids by 2 or 3 different dudes. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, if you're a single parent and you're talking to a woman who's a single parent and y'all want to merge those families, I mean, go ahead, I guess. That's something that I'm not necessarily keen on doing. But if that's what you want to do, hey, man, more power to her. I hope it works. Because now you're not just dating that other human. It's not just the two of y'all dating. It's y'all entire family dating. So when y'all break up, the whole family breaks up. Like, it's just too much, bro. It's just too much. Just wait until you're, you know, no longer a single pop. You know what I mean? My thing is I'm a single dad. Got a couple more years. Right? My oldest is going to be grown. And once that happens, okay, if I want to get back into the dating market, I will. Will I date a single mom? Nah, not really. Will I smash some? Yeah. Right? Will I date a single mom who has grown kids and take it seriously? Maybe, depending on where those kids are. You know what I mean? Simply because that kid is over 18 doesn't mean they're out the house. Doesn't mean that they're on their own, taking care of themselves. They still might be in the house. You know what I mean? So I got to factor all that in. You know, you got to factor it all in. So it ain't, like I said, man, dating is done. Like, it's tough out here, bro. It's done. And people are screaming past one another. Now, I don't really have a lot of advice for ladies other than, you know, be more feminine. Don't be as alpha. Tattoos are not your friend. You know, like what Brother Michael says, man, rock with your own, use your own hair. Or if you're going to get, you know, hair extensions and all that, just make it look as natural as possible, not too gaudy, not too crazy. Don't get those Venus flytrap things on your eyelids. You know, don't wear as much makeup. That's the kind of stuff that I'll tell, you know, ladies. But the biggest thing is be more feminine. Dudes do not want, top tier guys especially, do not want some bossy alpha woman who is always trying to outman him. He's not going to deal with that. He has way too many options. Why? Even if you bad, even if you're the baddest woman ever, he'll smash you 1 or 2 times and send you on your way. That's it. That's it. You must say, okay, like, never ask a man for money. I know a lot of women don't hesitate to ask for money. Focus on creating a real peaceful environment for him, and you won't have to ask for much at all. Facts. If you're his piece, he will move mountains voluntarily. That is the truth. If there's any advice I would ever give to a woman, it would be that right there. What Miss AKA Lady just said. That's the key. That's the key. And know how to cook. That's the key. Be his piece. Be his piece. He ain't going nowhere because it's so hard to find. It's so hard to find. Let's get back to Rich Cooper.
Are essentially looked upon by her as beta bucks, a provider, an ATM, somebody that just pays the bills. The reason why she's feeling uncomfortable about her money and probably anxious around him, or maybe not that into him as he's detecting, is because that is all she sees him as, a ATM. Maybe the kid's father was the alpha seed part of the equation. I mean, she's got his kid, so let's just, you know, point to that fact. But I don't see this as a good deal for this guy. I don't see it as a good deal for any guy. He could be on the hook to pay child support for a kid that isn't his, even after he breaks up. I mean, if he does this for the next year, let's say, and she says, you know what, Paul, I'm out. Don't want to deal with you anymore. See you later. Bye. Then he could be on the hook to continue paying child support because he stepped in the role as a father. And courts have enforced men that aren't the child's biological father to pay child support, even though they didn't sire that child. Courts have done it. They continue to do it. It's not that uncommon. It might seem like a surprise or a shock to some of you guys right now, but it happens, and more often than you'd think. So I don't know. Can we get
It happens all the time. All the time. All the time. Guys, you find yourself in a situation where you're dating a woman who just had a baby, say had a newborn, and you get into a relationship with that woman and y'all been together for 3 years, 4 years. Y'all was living in the same space and you taking the kid to daycare and, going on family outings because it is a family, right? So when y'all go to the movies, you bring the kid, that's a family outing because you couldn't find a babysitter or whatever, right? And then you get tired of her or she gets tired of you and moves on, bro. She could take you to family court, and depending on what state you're in, the judge could rule that you're the only father that child has ever known. Therefore, you're financially responsible for that child until they're 18 years old or 25, depending on what state and if they go to college or whatever. It happens all the time. Now, if you're in the same scenario, same woman, and you just smash her every now and then, never spending the time around the child, if she's like, I can't find a babysitter, but you can come over and smash, like, nope. Find a babysitter. If you can't find a babysitter, I'll holler at you later. Guess what? She'll find a babysitter, right? She'll call that dude that's in the friend zone to come over, and he'll sit there with the baby while she runs over to your house and smash you and send her back. You make sure you keep that distance. Like I had a zero relationship with the child. Like I don't even know the kid's name. Ain't never seen the kid. Ain't no pictures of me and the kid. I didn't take the kid nowhere. I didn't even let the mom in my car when she had the baby with her. You need to be that strict with it, bro. If you pull up and she got the baby, like, oh, we just gonna drop the baby off the babysitter, like, nah, call Uber. You know what I mean? Call me back once you got the baby dropped off. I see you. Just smash off. I'm gone. I'm gone, bro. I'm out of there, bro. I'm out of there like road runner. They go pull up and you got the kid. I'm gonna do this. That'll be her. I'm out of there. Right. And a lot of times there are women out there who aren't scheming in the moment. They're not scheming in the moment. They're just trying to make things happen. But when it comes out in court, they're like, well, yeah, he was around. Yeah, he did stay at the house more than, 5 days a week. Yeah, he did watch the child. Yeah, he did buy clothes. He did do this. He did do that. That's just the information coming out. The lawyers are bringing that information out, and the judge is listening like, oh, so you're the only father that child's ever known. Guess what? You're a dad now. You're a dad. So you have to be careful. All right. And Miss AKA lady, she's saying if you're not 100% sure you're the Poppy, do not sign the birth certificate. That's a fact. That's a fact. You can always go back and get your name added. It is very, very, very difficult, almost impossible to get your name removed. It can be done though. And I think a lot of judges, a lot of courts are loosening up. I'm telling you, man, like I'm gonna do this series on the way we do our family court system, bro, and that's gonna come up as well. Because it's crazy out here, bro. It's crazy what's going on. And, paternity, like paternity test should be mandatory. DNA test should be mandatory. As soon as you go in looking for child support or whatever, custody or whatever, all right, let's make sure that that's the dad. We know you're the mom. Let's make sure that's the dad. We're going to talk about that. So, yeah, let's listen to the rest of this.
give this guy the dumbass award of the year? Maybe.
All right, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full length,
brother Rich Cooper, man. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you, fam. That's yeah. Again, that's the Unplugged Alpha, man. Make sure y'all go over there, Entrepreneurs in Cars. Check out Rich Cooper, man. Support his content. Check him out. We got one last video we're gonna watch a little bit of. This video is 20 female hypergamy truths that will scare the F out of you. This is something all men need to be aware of. Simple as that. And, ladies, there are a lot of ladies who watch content like this. A lot of ladies who watch whatever podcast, watch me. They watch Better Bachelor. They watch Joker. You know what I mean? They watch all these other podcasts, man. A lot of females are watching Stay Slick with Kit. And you got the new guy that's coming out, St. James. He's blowing up like crazy. A lot of women are watching. And a lot of women like, yo, these dudes are being gamed up. And this is why the average guy really is just staying away from the average woman, because a lot of these women, they're just out here making these moves, and the dudes are just like, I don't want anything to do with it, because they're like, bro, the juice really isn't worth the squeeze, and the average woman isn't really fine enough to put yourself out there like that. Now, if a dude gets a shot to run a play on a beautiful blue, like a legit 10, 9 or 10, yeah, he'll do that. He'll do that all day. But like the average woman, like just his counterpart, you know what I'm saying? Like the 4, 5s, and 6s of the world, that's where we all fall, most of us, the vast majority of us, it ain't worth it. It is not worth it, bro. So guys are just staying away. And it's the hypergamous nature of a lot of women. They don't even realize it's just part of the programming. A lot of them don't even realize they're doing it. That's the problem. And guys are just seeing it. This is part of their game. Like, man, they were talking about it on them red pill channels, and you go out in the real world and see it like, damn, they're right. Let me pay attention to this. Wow, look at that. So, again, dating is done, guys. It is done. The reset is here. I don't know what's going to look like on the other side, but right now, it is done. Let's continue, and let's check out this video right here, guys. 20 female hypergamy truths that will scare the F out of you. Here we go.
Here are 20 female hypergamy truths that will scare you silly. Number 1. Women date across or up, almost never down. In the animal world, especially among chimpanzees, our closest cousins, females often go for the alpha males, the ones with power, access to food, or control of the group. It's not about looks, it's about status. Now flip that to modern humans. A waitress may marry a CEO, but a male janitor almost never ends up with a female doctor. This isn't just random, it's a pattern. A 2023 study in sociology showed that women in college rarely date men who aren't also in school or higher. Even on dating apps like Tinder or Hinge, women swipe right mostly on the top 10% of guys. The bottom 80% barely get noticed. Let's not hate, it's just selection. Think about it like this. Women have always been trained by culture and biology to pick the safest, highest survival option. That often means the man with more status, more drive, or more resources. Number 2, if your value drops her in.
Bro, everything that was just said right there, I can't even argue. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know any janitors that are married to brain surgeons or, you know what I mean, doctors or, you know, high paid attorneys. Now, there are instances where you might see a couple and it's like the woman, she's an attorney or a doctor or something like that, you know, architect or whatever. And then the dad is like, well, what do you do? He's like, well, you know, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I don't do anything. But the truth is he's already made millions and he just got tired of working, so he's staying home. So his value is still higher than hers, right? And it's like, okay, well, maybe he took a job, you know, at a nonprofit, or he works on campaigns or does fundraisers or whatever, just to keep him busy, just to do something. But you're like, see, she's, you know, Mrs. Jones over there, you know, married to Mr. Jones, and he's over here working at this nonprofit making $30,000 a year. It's like, yeah, man, but he's sitting on $10 million. The guy made his money. He's sitting on that bread. He's still worth more than she is. And that's just his liquid cash. That doesn't account for his portfolio. That doesn't account for his real estate holdings. Doesn't account for his crypto. All right, that's just the cash that he's sitting on. Oh, yeah. Now, are there women out there who will be with a guy who makes way less than them and is not even trying to make more? Yeah, it could happen, of course. I'm pretty sure it's happened. I'm pretty sure there's, you know, numbers-wise, it's got to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, couples in that situation. But it's still rare. You know what I mean? That's not the norm.
Interest. Does too. In 2009, NBA player Antoine Walker went bankrupt. He had made over $100 million during his career. When the money was gone, so was his fiancée. No drama, no big fight, just gone. This isn't to say all women are gold diggers, not even close, but female hypergamy is about survival, not emotions. If a man loses his drive, health, purpose, or position, many women slowly disconnect. Not instantly, but you'll notice it. Less affection, less respect, fewer questions about your day. It's not cruelty, it's instinct. rising and you're sinking, she'll emotionally check out way before she physically leaves. Number 3, she always. The dating app Bumble showed that the average woman receives 15 to 20 times more matches than the average man. Why? Because demand is higher. A regular woman can post a selfie with a dog and get 100 likes. A regular man might get 3, maybe 5 if his mom likes the post. This means most women always have someone in their DM as a backup plan, a just-in-case option. You might think you're the only one she's talking to, but unless she's in a committed closed-off relationship, chances are there's at least one other guy trying to slide in, even if...
I mean, this part right here, man. This is why you have to vet your women for at least 2 years. Here's the thing. With today's technology, it's really easy to have that backup. Now, if you have a woman that loves you completely, like she is completely into you, she loves you, bro, you ain't got to worry about her and her backup guy, because there is no backup guy in that situation. She loves you. She doesn't need a backup. She's happy. She has the guy that she wants. There are women like that, and I've seen plenty of them, and I see them every day. I can tell you now, I was working for a rental car company. I was working for Avis Budget Rental Car Group. I'm not working for them anymore. Had a run-in with one of their supervisors. We'll talk about that one day, but I not working for them anymore. I will say this, though. If you're in management, you're in middle management, and you're dealing with employees who have a very difficult job and they're getting paid minimum wage or close to minimum wage, you can't get big on them. You can't give them ultimatums. You can't threaten somebody that ain't making any money. It don't work that way. And if that employee leaves, now you got to answer to your boss as to why an employee quit. So we'll just leave it at that. But I thought it was hilarious to tell the dude, like, bro, you don't know the first thing about management. What are you doing? Like, who do you think you're talking to? And it's one of those things, too. I know we getting sidetracked, but I'll say this and I'll get back to business. You have people out there, especially in middle management, they want to talk down to folks, but they don't know you. And here's a guy trying to talk down to me, but like, bro, I'm a giant. You got to look up to me, man. I'm a giant. Like, it's just, what matrix are we using? You know what I mean? Financially, like, bro, I make way more than you just to wake up. Just my pension alone is way more than what you are in here earning. I know how much you make because I see the pay scales. And if you want to talk about just accomplishments, it's like, come on, bro. Like, I'm already retired. Look at what I did. Look what I was doing when you was, when you was a kid. You were 18 years old. What were you doing? I was over here fighting a war. I was jumping out of airplanes. I was doing all this. Like, bro, you can't look down to me, bro. You gotta look up. And y'all know Uncle Saint won't hold his tongue. If you push me to that point, I'm gonna make you feel bad. I know I'm gonna look into your soul. Right? What did that guy say? I feel your pain. It runs deep. Share it with me. So yeah, that guy didn't know, he didn't know what hit him. It was what it was. It was a funny moment. But anyway, let's get back to business. Women do have backups. So you have to be the man that she wants. Then you don't have to worry about backups. You don't have to worry. If you got a woman who spends a significant amount of time on social media posting pictures just to get validation, bro, and you didn't catch that in the 2-year vetting period, that's on you. Because what she's doing is she's lining up some other options. She's ready to monkey branch over to somebody else. And trust me, there are guys in there trying to holler. I see women every single day. When I was working in the garage at this rental car place, I'm watching the couples, and I'm just like, man, these women. I see women walking with their husband or boyfriend or whatever, significant other, and they would slow down to get behind him and then, be smiling at you and winking and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, damn, shorty. I'm like, that's kind of bold considering she's not even attractive, but she's getting so much attention that she's thinking in her mind, of course, this guy's going to want to look at me. And a lot of times it's like they just want the validation. So if you're not enough for her, if you're not enough validation for her, she's going to go seek that out. And with this technology, it is so easy to find. Brother Mandrell's in the building. He was like, yeah, man, a guy like that. Like, he's a millionaire, but he works in a warehouse. He told me that it's just to have something to do. Yeah, man, there's a lot of people like that. You got people like me. I do pretty good with my retirement. And, I got to get out the house. Like, bro, you can mess around just laying on the sofa and just not wake up one day because your body just shuts down. So I'm out playing basketball. My buddy Will's got us on the basketball league. I'm playing basketball. I'm walking around, I'm staying active. You got to stay active. You know what I mean? Miss AKA lady, she's like, yeah, you got to bring something to the table, a salary, assets, good credit, something. When it comes to women, depending on who the woman is, like all you got to do is be feminine, be fit, be friendly. And like you said, be the man's piece. You don't really need much outside of that. And as far as men, yeah, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get to the finish line. You get to the finish line and she really loves you, it's on. I know dudes that have women. I mean, you see it all the time. You see homeless dudes with women, right? I've seen so many Pookies and Ray Rays come up on good women, right? And, you know, sometimes they hurt the women and sometimes they don't. You know what I mean? Sometimes it goes a distance, but it's like women don't necessarily have to bring much other than peace. Just like you said, sis, earlier. That's all they got to do, bring peace. Brother Michael's like saying, I see what you mean. We are done with modern women mindset in today's society. Can't make this up. You cannot make it up. And this hypergamy thing, bro, I'm telling you, this hypergamy thing is real. I didn't know about it, but, you know, once I was made aware and I just started thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That is a thing. That is a thing. I've seen it. I've seen women who are happy with a guy. She's got the beta buck side of the equation. She's happy with that guy taking care of her lifestyle, but out here banging, doing their thing. And the dude knows it. Dude doesn't care. So long as she comes home. It's like, what? You know, and these women are really attractive. You know, some of them are older, but they're still real attractive. They go out, they do their thing, they come home, and it is what it is. Some of them stay out overnight. They go home in a couple days. You know, these dudes are like, how do you, like, you're out here doing your thing and just like, oh, where's your wife, man? Oh, no, she's been gone for 3 days, but she'll be back soon. Like, but I'm looking at her Instagram, bro. Like, she's on this boat party. She's in this mansion party. She's downtown, and she ain't coming home. But that's the situation that they in. That's the situation that they accepted. So it is what it is. Brother Michael's like, just like the saying goes, women are born with value and men and live life on easy mode. That's a fact. Men have to create value and work on purpose, health, and wealth. And yeah, man, like, it is what it is. Women are born with their value. All they have to do is maintain it, and guys have to earn their value. I agree with that. I agree with that. You know, you look at someone like Trump, like, oh, well, you know, he was born with value. He was born wealthy, but he still had to make a name for himself. He still had to make Trump the Trump name. Like it or love it, you know, like hate him or love him, whatever. He built that name. Yeah, he came with money, but he built that name. And that's, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but his daughter, all she had to do is stay pretty, but she's smart and she's in there and she's, you know, they're all making money now. They're making billions of dollars a month. And Miss AKA, like, she's like, I was talking about men. I got you. I'm with you now. Like, I can love a man, but if he isn't responsible financially, I won't tie my life with someone who is going to make my financial situation worse. If we combine, not doing that, feel you. That's smart. That's smart. Let's continue.
She ignores them. The fact that the attention is always there affects how she views your value. Number 4, looks only get you in the door. Drive keeps you inside. A fitness influencer once went viral on TikTok for saying she left a 10/10 model boyfriend because he had no ambition. He was attractive but had no job, no vision, no plan. She said it felt like dating a pretty couch. That went viral because most guys don't realize being good looking gets attention, but it doesn't hold it. Women will pick a less handsome guy who's on his grind, chasing purpose, and showing leadership over a pretty guy who plays video games all day. Hypergamy is about momentum. If you stop moving forward, her respect will start moving backward. Number 5.
Right. So what do women always say about men? Well, does he have ambition? He has to have ambition, right? That's all they're talking about. Women say it all the time. You've heard this a million times if you've watched any of these platforms on YouTube. You've heard women talk about this. The Undesirable Truth, they talked about it. Fresh and Fit, they talked about it. Whatever podcast, they talk about it. Access Vegas, they talk about it. Stay Slick with Kit, they talk about it. It goes on and on and on. Whenever you ask women about these things, this is what they say. It's like, bro, it's science.
Money isn't everything, but stability is. Look at the show Breaking Bad. Walter White was ignored and underestimated by everyone, including his own wife. He was a genius chemistry teacher making barely enough to survive. Once he started making serious money, albeit through illegal means, his energy changed, and suddenly his wife couldn't ignore him. This isn't about illegal stuff, it's about energy. Women can sense confidence that comes from knowing you can handle life, that you can lead, protect, and provide. It's not just about flashy cash, it's about the vibe that says, I've got this. That energy makes a man more attractive than a six-pack ever could. Number 6, a man's value.
And that's a fact, bro. Like, yeah, money is a tool that can make it real easy. I stopped short of calling money a cheat code, although it can be. Like, if your mission is just to smash, if you have enough money, yeah, it's a cheat code because you can simply pay for it, right? You can go to the DR, you can go to Colombia, you can go to Brazil, you can go to Thailand, you can go to the Philippines. The list goes on and on and on, and just pay for it. But if you have money or the perception of money, women are going to want to come around. So if you go somewhere, if you can get into the exclusive spots in town, or you can go to some of the nicest restaurants in town. Like when we were at Carbone's, one of the things I noticed at Carbone, we were sitting on the patio. We couldn't get reservations inside, but it was cool. We were sitting on the patio. It wasn't too hot. They have a bunch of big fans out there. But I'm looking around, bro, and it was table after table of just women. The table next to us, all women. Table behind us, women, right? It was a table like cat-a-corner to us, and it was like 4 women, 2 dudes. I'm looking around because women do want these experiences, right? But every woman there was looking at our table, right? It was one woman sitting at the table, and there's 3 dudes. And every woman there was looking. They're like, yo, trying to get attention. Like, man, I hope they'll say something to us, man. We weren't trying to talk to nobody in there. But women are having to pay for their own experiences. But putting yourself in these situations where, there is almost the illusion of money makes it easier to talk. Women want to talk to you. Their guards are down. They're looking at you. They're waiting for you to say something. They're trying to figure out how, to the point where they're bumping into you. It's easier, especially when you have game, to snatch something out of a high-end establishment than it is to snatch something out of some, local hole-in-the-wall bar, right? Now, you need game to do both, but I'm just saying it's easier when women think you have money.
You is earned. A woman's is recognized. From birth, most girls are praised for just existing.
Facts.
She's so pretty. She's gonna break hearts. Boys, they hear, be tough, don't cry, work hard. That's the early form of hypergamy at play. Society and nature already knows women are the prize. Men must become. That's why you'll see women in their 20s getting VIP access, free meals, and invites to yacht parties while their male classmates are grinding Uber Eats and side hustles just to survive. A man's path is longer, but when he does arrive, his value skyrockets. The world treats men based on their results, not their potential. Number 7, hypergamy doesn't care about love stories. Ever seen a couple who built everything together only for her to leave once he made it? It happens, more than people think. A famous example is Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. His wife supported him in the early days. Sure. But when the fame, power, and attention reached a certain level, their dynamic changed. He became the richest man in the world, and shortly after, they divorced. Did she help him? Absolutely. Did hypergamy still kick in once he outgrew the relationship? Maybe. The point is, love is real, but hypergamy doesn't vanish just because 2 people shared hard times. When one person outgrows the other, things get shaky fast. Number 8.
That thing, he left his wife and he wound up with that Laura Sanchez chick, man. I don't know what Jeff Bezos was thinking, bro. All that bread, that's what he wanted. But again, allowing your emotions out on the wrong woman is you will be doomed. But like that thing about confidence too. We talk about it all the time. Women love confidence. Confidence over money, gentlemen. Confidence over money. Now you have to be on your grind. You have to, be getting it together. You can't be all jacked up, but confidence to get you in the door. And like if the mission is just to smash, confidence, you a confident dude, you know what you're doing, you can smash all day, right? But as far as the long-term commitment, that's when women gonna, like Miss AKA lady said, women gonna want to see what you got going on. They're not gonna want to put themselves in a bad situation financially by being with you because you're irresponsible, right? And I've seen that happen. I've seen dudes destroy women financially, use them up. That what was that? The Tinder swindler. That's what that was all about. There's a bunch of dudes out there running that game. They're running those plays, right? It ain't just him. There are more dudes doing that. Been doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's like pimping 101. You know what I mean? That's the woo-woo kid stuff right there. They got, the lover boy thing. They got them. They out there doing. They getting these women, right? Especially these wealthy women. And I think that's going to be a thing moving forward. You have all these very successful women who are just lonely, and you got these Romeos coming in. You know what I mean? And just getting them for their bread. We have to keep our eyes on that over the next 10 years and see how these, how many stories that come out of these women being swindled out of all their money because they're lonely and whatnot. And a lot of women are like, I don't care. I knew he was swindling me, but I just love him. You know what I mean? He was on some Rico Suave shit. We'll see.
She watches how other women react to you. In psychology, this is called preselection. If women see that other women admire, respect, or are interested in you, tension after they get into a relationship. Ever wonder why your crush never noticed you until you had a girlfriend? That's hypergamy scanning the social environment. Women are tuned to notice which men have social proof. It's not even always conscious, but if other women are interested in you, it makes her feel like maybe she missed something. Number 9. There's something called a fitness test. Female animals in the wild often test male partners to see if they're strong enough, not just physically but emotionally. Human women do this too. Not in a cruel way, but in subtle jabs, sarcastic jokes, or random mood shifts. If a man responds with anger, fear, or neediness, it signals weakness. But if he stays grounded and calm, that's power. Ever notice a woman getting moody right after a great date? That's often a subconscious test. Hypergamy wants to know, can this guy handle me on my worst days? If not, she pulls back. Number 10. The guy.
Ladies, be careful with that. Where I am in my life, at my age, we have an amazing date. We go out, we have a great time, and all of a sudden you start acting weird, start doing some shit like that, you'll never see me again. I'm just not going to deal with it. So, ladies, if that's the thing, definitely be careful with that. And that social proof bit, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I keep beautiful women around me. Michael Certain talks about this all the time on his, his Men of Action platform. That's what he does. That social proof thing really works. So if you're a guy and your charisma levels are low, you're a real bad conversationalist, you need to holler at Michael Certain. That MOA thing, that Men of Action thing might be for you. All you got to do is be the guy in command, be the guy in charge, be the guy with all the answers, and surround yourself with beautiful women. And other women are going to come and they're going to want to smash you, bro. That's just how it works. That is a fact.
The guy who triggers her emotions beats the guy who plays it safe. There's a reason why bad boys in movies get the girl, even when they make no sense. From James Dean to Jordan Belfort, the wild, unpredictable guy wins attention. Why? Because hypergamy is drawn to emotional spikes, not boredom. A man who makes her feel challenged, excited, even slightly annoyed in a playful way, wins over the guy who's always just nice. In neuroscience, this is tied to dopamine, the brain chemical for excitement. If you never trigger her, emotions good or bad, she flatlines emotionally, and eventually, she checks out. Being safe is smart, but being boring, that's a risk you don't want to take. Until next time, thanks for watching. Number 11. She will never fully respect a man she has to lead. In business studies from Harvard, leadership is defined by direction, clarity, and authority. That applies to relationships too. When a woman feels like she has to be the one making all the plans, setting goals, and pushing the man to act, she slowly loses trust in his ability to lead. A 2017 study on marital satisfaction showed that relationships where women took on the leadership role had lower satisfaction over time from both sides. Hypergamy craves masculine direction, not passive energy. She might try to lead for a while, but deep down she wants a man who can take the wheel and steer the ship even when things feel messy. Number 12. She measures.
Hey guys, that's one of those things, man. You're talking about the alpha women and all that. There are some women out there who do want to lead. They're good at leading, and that's what they do. But I've never come across a woman who wants that responsibility. I ain't gonna lie to you. Never come across women, even the women who are boss babes and they're in command, during the day at their work or whatever, or they got to, doing their thing, come from big families. They're always asking questions, always fixing things. Their man is the guy that they go to, and they want him to fix stuff. Can you just take care of that? They want him to take care of it. Like they're so happy when he's like, yeah, I took care of that. Love is good. They're so happy. You know what I mean? These women, just like, oh, we're going to dinner, and he's like, all right, I already made reservations, but I didn't tell you where we were going. I'm trust me, you're gonna have a good time. When have I ever led you wrong, babe? That type stuff. They love that. They love it. They won't say that they do. You know what I mean? You might find a woman every now and then who'll eat a real and say, nah, that's really what I really want. But, like when women or forced to lead a relationship, especially long term, bro, it's gonna go sideways. It's not because she can't do it. She simply doesn't want to, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right? I don't want to play the feminine role, so I don't play it. She doesn't really want to play the masculine role. So when when she's with a dude that she really loves, she's gonna allow him to be the man. I said allow him to be the man, but that's what she really wants. She's not going to challenge him. But when you do have women challenging you as an alpha, that means she really ain't into you, bro. It's something else that she's trying to get from you. So you got to be careful with that.
Your ambition more than your current results. In startup culture, investors often bet on founders, not just their current numbers. They ask, do you have the fire? Are you moving fast? Hypergamy does the same thing with men. You might not be rich yet, but if you have a clear path, vision, and discipline, you are 10 times more attractive than a guy with money who is stagnant and comfortable. She wants to feel like she is attaching herself to a rocket, not a rusty bicycle. Ambition is the signal that tells her you are going somewhere and that she is not going to outgrow you by next year. Number 13, if you pedestal her, she will look down on you. It might sound sweet to treat her like a queen, but if that comes from a place of insecurity or weakness, it backfires fast. This is seen clearly in social psychology.
Treat her like a star, she'll treat you like a groupie. That's a fact.
Studies where over-validating someone who has not earned it actually lowers their respect for the one giving it. In dating, this looks like a guy putting her needs above his, constantly canceling his plans to be available, saying yes to everything with no spine. At first she may smile, but deep down she senses he does not value himself. Hypergamy respects balance, not blind worship. Number 4.
You know, that one right there, a lot of guys will do whatever she wants to do because they've let their emotions out. They love her. They just want her to be happy. And this is their way of tending to her happiness, right? When she's looking for some pushback, she wants that bad boy vibe. That's point blank, period. She wants some of that. And when you're the guy that just does everything for her, you're the perfect dude, she gonna go out and smash somebody, bro. She's gonna go out and smash somebody, or she's gonna completely disrespect you. It is what it is. You cannot treat her like a star. You treat her like a star, she will treat you like a groupie, bro. You need to be the bad boy. Like I said, at least have bad boy traits. Just be bad enough. Just be bad enough, man. Just give her a hard time. I mean, it's you want to keep her around, bro. You got to like, nah, we doing this. We're not going to the opera. We're going to watch the Bengals. Oh, you ain't coming? Fine. Stay home then. And then don't call her for a couple days. She'll come around. She'll come and she'll apologize. Or she'll show up on Sunday morning with her Bengals jersey on, ready to go watch the football game. That's you got to be that, because that's what the bad boys are doing. And if you're not doing that, if you're just like, okay, I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl so I can go watch Swan Lake. And don't get me wrong, I love ballet. I'm a huge fan of ballet. I love Swan Lake, especially if it's the Russians, if it's the Kirov or the Bolshoi is coming and they're performing Swan Lake. I'm normally there. But if it's on Sunday and the Bengals are in town, nah, going to have to miss that one. I'm going to have to catch it on Monday because I'm watching the Bengals on Sunday. You know, sometimes, you got to put your foot down. You ain't got to do it all the time. You don't have to do it to make a point. You're doing it because this is what's going on. This is me being in command. And that's what women are looking for.
14 time does not equal loyalty. Many men believe that if they have been with a woman for years, that history will keep her around forever. But psychology and relationship data tell a story. People change, goals evolve, and hypergamy does not care how long you have been together if the emotional and social value is no longer there. A man can be loyal for 10 years, but if he loses his edge, his drive, or becomes predictable and dull, the bond weakens. Time invested matters only if the energy stays strong and the leadership continues. Women stay where they feel like they are still growing, not just aging. Number 15, she is more influenced by how you make her feel than what you say. In marketing, it is said that people buy based on emotion and justify with logic. Women are the same when it comes to connection. A man can say all the right things, but if his presence feels off, weak, or needy, she will not connect deeply. On the flip side, a man of few words who knows how to maintain frame, make her laugh, and challenge her a little will often have more effect. Hypergamy responds to vibes more than vocabulary. That is why some guys who barely talk still end up in control, while others who over-explain get ignored. Number 16, she sees your failures as more than just moments.
Dude, this is why y'all got to have game. This is why you got to get out there and observe stuff. if you're out there in the trenches and you can see a dude who don't say much, he's a quiet guy, you might think he a pushover, but then his girl does something or his wife does something that he doesn't like, and he gets up and walks away, and she chases him out crying, please, please come back, please, please, because she know this dude will leave her for real. Y'all need to go see that. How did he do that? Man, it's game. He know what he's doing. Like, he's that guy. Like, he ain't got to be loud. He ain't got to make a lot of noise. He ain't got to peacock. That guy's like, yo, what you doing over there talking to that guy? Well, we went to middle school together and that out. Why you hugging that guy? That's embarrassing. Nah, I've seen dudes leave they chicks at the spot. Like, just leave her there. This is before Uber. Right? And then the girl was like, all these dudes trying to take her home. And she's like, nope, get me a cab. Or she calling her sister or her mom or her cousin or somebody to come get her. Because she knows if she let one of these dudes take her home, he's going to find out about that. He's really going to be gone. Game. Y'all over here thinking this dude's a pushover. Like, man, this dude's a beast. And she has the guy she wants. Now, same scenario, guys trying to, tell her like, well, I'm just going to leave. And she's like, well, get out of here then. I've seen that a million times. I done seen the chick tell me like, look, this, I got a boyfriend. He's a little annoying or whatever, but don't worry. He's going to leave in a little bit. I'm going to come see you when he leaves. And sure enough, about an hour and a half later, the dude leaves, mad about something. He's storming out thinking she going to chase him. Shit, she over there hollering at me. She's like, I got you a Hennessy, that last drink. I put it on his tab. Got your little Hennessy. Here you go. What's up with you? Bro, right? This was back in Cincinnati. I'm like, yo, I'm seeing this. So when I hear these things, I hear these hypergamy truths. Like, yeah, I've seen it in real life. They ain't lying. This is a thing.
There's a wild study in behavioral economics where women were shown images of men who failed at tasks versus men who succeeded. The men who failed were rated significantly lower on long-term desirability, even if the failure was small. Hypergamy tends to overanalyze failure. It is not just, oh, he missed a job opportunity. It becomes, what does that say about his future, his mindset, his ability to handle pressure? Even if she supports you emotionally, part of her is reevaluating your trajectory, especially if failure becomes a pattern. Not a one-off. Number 17. If she does not admire you, she cannot stay attracted to you. Admiration is not just respect. It is the feeling that this man is different from the rest, that he is impressive in his own way. It could be how he solves problems, how he stays calm under fire, or how he turns nothing into something. Hypergamy thrives off that kind of energy. If she sees you as just average, nothing special, or even beneath her, over time attraction dies. It is not about being famous or rich. It is about being someone she genuinely looks up to in some area of life. If she does not admire you emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, the spark fades. Number 18. She cares more about your potential than your pain. Empathy is real, but hypergamy is future-focused. It is not that women do not care when you struggle. They do, but only if they believe you will rise again fast. A man who cries and never recovers will lose her energy. A man who takes a hit, then builds back up with even more fire, earns deeper loyalty. Think of it like this. She is not judging your wound. She is watching your recovery. If the pain becomes your identity, she emotionally detaches. If the pain becomes your fuel, she leans in closer and feels proud to support you. Number 19. Being too emotionally available too soon can kill her interest. This one is backed by hard psychology. Research shows that emotional pacing matters. A man who dumps his whole life story, his fears, his doubts, and his vulnerabilities in the first few weeks often ends up pushing women away, not because he is weak, but because it feels unearned. Too much emotional access without stability makes her nervous. Hypergamy wants depth, but not desperation. If she feels like you need her more than she needs you, that imbalance messes with attraction. You can be deep, just do not flood her with emotions before the trust and frame are built. Number 20. She will mirror how you see yourself. Self-perception theory is a real thing studied in psychology. When you act like a high-value man, believe in yourself, and move like someone with direction and strength, she often reflects that back. She starts treating you with the same value you see in yourself. But if you act unsure, doubt yourself, or constantly seek her validation, she mirrors that energy too. A woman will never see you as a king if you walk like a servant. Hypergamy reacts to internal belief before external success. Your mindset sets the tone for how she views you every single day. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Bro, man, I got to get number Don DeMarco for putting that together. It's all AI driven, but still. That video is linked in the description below, guys. Go and click on that, a week from now, and then go and click on it again a month from now, and keep watching that. Keep watching that, bro, because they ain't telling no lies, fam. And that's far from average. Far from average YouTube channel. Check out their stuff, man. It's, when you hear it and people like, oh man, this is just, you're trying to make women look bad or you're trying to make dudes look stupid. Man, it's just the game, bro. That's all it is the game. Just like Dose of Game. You know what I mean? Next time I'm on here, we're gonna cover some of his stuff. Dose of Game, bro. It's just, he's just putting it out there. The game is played whether you realize it or not. Simple as that. There's no way to avoid it. If you're around people, you're going to have to play this game. If you're trying to get a woman, you know what I mean, or ladies, you're trying to get a man, you're going to have to play this game. That is just what it boils down to. And I suggest you get good at it. Just get good at it. That don't mean you got to go out there and smash every woman. Like, now now that I'm older, I ain't out there trying to just run through women like I did when I was young, 25 years ago when I was just out there running like crazy. I ain't on that. I'm not on that at all. Now, there are dudes my age who are hounds. They just chase the Foxy Brown everywhere and any old where. They'll smash whatever. You got that. And those guys sit back and they just steal. It's a numbers game. They just swing and miss. Or they connect. Right? But it's just like, bro, a lot of these dudes, I'll talk to them and find out that they weren't smashing nothing when they was younger. They were late bloomers. But they understand the game. Right? And the number one thing for dudes, y'all just got to understand, bro, the number one thing for dudes is to remember, keep your foot out your mouth, bro. If you can keep your foot out your mouth, if you can handle that, you're going to get yourself into some nice situations. What's good, fam? Avoiding horny in the building. What's happening? If you can do that, if you can keep your foot out your mouth, man, you're going to be all right. If you're out here just looking to smash, I think this is the easiest era to get that. But be careful. These women are sharing a whole lot more than that booty, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be careful out there. But if you just looking to smash, we in the era now with these women, these young women especially, bro, they about that. The hookup thing is still there. For whatever reason, they can't seem to help themselves. They about that. If you're looking for long-term committed relationship, that's a little tougher to find. And you're gonna have to be gamed up so you don't fall for the wrong woman. You don't want to be that guy that Rich Cooper was talking about. And quiet as kept, you don't want to be Michael Blackson right now. You don't want to have to deal with the baby mama drama. You don't want to have to deal with, how to keep this woman happy enough so she don't blow up my career. Because women have no problem going complete kamikaze bonsai on you. They got no problem whatsoever. They don't get what they want. They're going to go complete kamikaze, man. Bonsai. They don't care. You know what I mean? So you have to understand that. Right? Y'all got to understand that, fellas. You got to understand that these women today will go complete kamikaze bonsai on you in a heartbeat. It won't bother. They'll blow everything up. They will blow it all up. You know what I mean? Nah, Miss AKA Lady, she went bonsai when she sent that first post. That was she should not have sent that first post. All he did was respond. She should not have sent that post. And she sent that post because she done had this baby and she realized that this baby did not make him love her the way that she was hoping. That's what happened. And the grown-ups came into the room and was like, look, y'all about to blow it all up. Y'all better fix this. Like, bro, because if society turns against Michael Blackson, that's it. No more movies, no more concerts. There goes his money. Right? So, she went bonsai. She went 100% bonsai. That's what she did. And a lot of women do. Why? Because they feel like they're not this or not getting that. And then they just go off for emotions. Simple as that. Now, am I saying that the dudes aren't emotional? There's some real emotional dudes out there. Right? Some real emotional dudes out there. And that's another reason why women are having a hard time finding what they're looking for. You got a lot of these dudes out here that are just way too soft. So if you're just a regular guy or an old school dude like me and some of these other cats and you just sit back, bro, I'm telling you, it comes easy. Too easy. It's just too easy. Like, damn, bro, this is too easy. way easier today in 2025 than it was in 1995. I'm here to tell you. And 1985 was even harder. So that's it. But having said all that, you know, Michael Blackson's baby mama got herself in a situation. Why? She couldn't get him to marry her. She should have. Ladies, don't have a baby unless you can get that man to marry you. Get married first before you had a baby. I mean, at least that shows his commitment. if he asked to marry you before, I ain't talking about no shotgun wedding either. I'm talking about y'all just together. He just wants to be with you, and he asked you to marry him. Then y'all should sit down and talk about when y'all gonna start dropping babies. But having a baby to keep a dude around is just a bad idea. It has never worked in the past, and it will never work in the future. And then like Michael Blackson, come on, bro, you know better. But we all get caught up. It is what it is. He got the money. Probably like, I got the bread. I can handle this. It's not a problem. Just so long as she doesn't blow up what we got going on. And then guys are like, there's no way she's going to destroy it for both of us. And next thing you know, Banzai is December 7th. Right? Here they come. It's midway. Here they come. Right? You're in the Marianas, bro. Here they come. So just be careful out there. And then for you simpletons out there, man, watch that Rich Cooper clip. You do not want to be the guy who voluntarily just gives up his resources for a woman that you fell in love with prematurely, that already has kids and all that kind of stuff. Like, bro, don't be that dude. Don't be that dude. Like, don't think it through. There are plenty of women out there. You can find you a woman who doesn't have any kids. There are lots of them. You can find you a woman who doesn't have a kid who wants a long-term relationship. All you got to do is game yourself up, become more attractive, man. Become more exciting, you know, like just work on what you got to work on. You'll find yourself some women. Go out here and run your little rotation just so you can figure it out. Like I said, you ain't got to smash them all. It's kind of like fishing. You know what I mean? You get one, you reel them in, you look at it, take the pictures, weigh it out, and you throw it back. You ain't got to smash. That's what I mean. Like, you know, these guys go out here and get these women and they smash right away. I'm like, well, you ain't got to smash. You can get a woman just up to the point where you know she's ready to let you have it, and then, all right, cool. You can count that one. Go ahead and throw it back and go work on somebody else. Right? That's all I'm saying. Or if you won't, if you're doing all the work, bro, you get into the candy store, go ahead and indulge yourself, man. Have a good time. Just, you know what I'm saying? Don't have any babies. Try not to catch nothing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So that's it. That's all we got for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed bringing it to you. Miss AKA Lady, shout out to you, sis, for showing me that, because I never would have seen that. It wouldn't have come across my feed. It would not have come across my feed. But next time we're on here, bro, we're going to talk about some more dating stuff. Medium Man was talking about a woman who posted a video about how only a certain type of dude approaches her and she's not attracted to these guys. Basically, the bottom 80 dudes keep approaching her. She can't get a top tier guy to approach her. I'm going to talk about that as well, because women, y'all need to understand it's not about what you think or what you want. It's all about what he wants. You going after a top tier dude, you have to be what he wants. Simple as that. That's how that works. So hope you guys enjoyed. I know I enjoyed bringing this to you. This was fun. This was a good time. I think I'll be back tomorrow, guys. It's a good chance I'll be back tomorrow. As you know, I am between part-time jobs, but I do have to go out. I have a line on the gig, real easy gig where you just kind of driving. Funny thing is, I'll probably be driving in the same space that I used to work. Crazy, right? They outsource this job, they being Ava's budget, they outsource this job to drive these vehicles from point A to point B, which I was thinking, like, that's a better gig than what I'm doing here. And this recent episode with the supervisor, just okay. Like, I'm just gonna go and apply. And I was looking, and they need people so bad that they're paying bonuses and, you know, higher wages. So I'm like, and all you got to do is let you drive, get into the car, drive it maybe 30 yards, and then park it. Like, for real. That's pretty much all you got to do. And then walk back and get you another one. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And it's the same hours that I work, so that I'm currently working. So it kind of works with my schedule. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on how that happens. But and otherwise, I'll be here dropping some videos talking about the stuff that we talk about And so until next time, guys, I'm DL Saint. This is That Really Want to Know podcast. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.